You got to know the difference between implementation and interface. And I had a hard time at first understanding this difference until I was able to sort of create a mental mindset for how this works or what the difference is at a way that I could understand and actually remember. So overall, your implementation is how the logic behind the function. So you can see it's how the function is actually working, and the interface is where you're actually using that function, whether it be from the standard library, Pandas library, React, etc. Your interface is when you're actually using what was implemented in that function. And to make this light can be either on or off. And if we're going back to thinking of functions, the function implementation is being able to create that circuit and attach it to a button so that that button can turn it on or off, while the function interface is the button itself. It's using what was implemented by the, let's say, electrical engineers. They created that for us, and it allows us to essentially perform even state changes, you could call it, whether the electricity is flowing or not. We can control that based on the button, thanks to those that implemented the flashlight circuitry. And even here, I sort of wrote out a pseudocode function. We have our flashlight, and if electricity is flowing, the light is on, else the light is off. So this is abstractly what the electrical engineers were doing. They were creating this pseudo function, whereas the user of that flashlight is using the interface through the button. They're technically using that quote-unquote function that we made up. And based on the input, okay, I'm going to flip it on. The input for our flashlight function is that it should be on. Okay, it turns to the state of on. And we could also give it off. We say that we want to turn it off. It's going to be off because it's going to check to see that it's in the off state. And thanks to and relying on those that implemented the flashlight circuitry or function, we don't have to worry about how it works. We can just use that interface and know what it does based on the input that we give it. I hope you all enjoyed this and it didn't make it too complicated. Ask some questions if you want, and this will soon the ideas of state change and how here we are essentially doing 1-bit processing. It's pretty cool. And how the flashlight eventually led us to having all of these different logic gates and eventually the